Hey y'all, okay, come on in, because today I actually want to talk about something pretty, like, it's a first world problem. I'll be very honest with you. This is a very first world, surface level problem. I may just end up turning the comments off for now. I don't know how to do that. Turn off commenting. Turn off commenting for now. Okay, just for now. Okay guys, so I want to discuss something that takes place quite frequently when it comes to me, and to be honest with you, this will probably be the last time I will address something like this, because I think, you know, social media is a big part of my job. It's a big part of what I do, and in order for people to better understand, oh, the AC's loud, sorry y'all. It's hot. I turned them back on. Is that better? Is it like not as loud now? Because y'all said the AC was loud. I turned the comments back on. It's fine. You guys can comment. I want to talk to you guys about something that a lot of content creators and influencers don't talk about, and that's like social media etiquette, decorum, you know, things like that. So something took place recently that, hey Danessa, something took place recently that really, not the incident itself, it was more like a bigger picture thing. And I know you guys, if you follow me on, sorry y'all, it's hot. I'm not turning off my AC. Maybe I should put my AirPods on. Hold on. I'll give y'all better sound quality so I'm not sweating, because it's really, yeah. Even when I go on live, everything got to be perfect. Okay. So yes, the AC will be on. It's very hot. So I want to talk about something that I consider something like social media etiquette. Things that have taken place. Actually, this has been going on with me for a while. Being a highly visible, dark-skinned Black creator, I tend to get, in my viewpoint and in my opinion, I tend to get, you know, a lot more non-constructive criticism than a lot of my counterparts. And I'm without going into too much detail, because I don't want to start name dropping. I don't want to make this too personalized. I want to talk about something that I think a lot of Black women can relate to, both online and offline. I don't know how to fix the sound lagging, guys. I'm so sorry. If the sound is if the sound is lagging, then please leave and then come back. But so anyway, as a highly visible Black woman, I'm also in the public eye. I'm also a creator. You know, influencer marketing is still kind of like relatively very new. So I feel like the rules of like what you're not supposed to do and what you're supposed to do, like, a lot of people, whether you want to agree with this or not, are still figuring that out for themselves, and that's fine. So with that said, because in my opinion, I feel like I get it's the type of criticism that's like past, like, hey, do you think you could turn down your your sound quality in your video? Like, it's not like technical stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's things like, oh my god, you won't share with me your favorite perfume, you're such a fucking bitch. Oh my god, I can't believe you wear Macau and NARS, you must really hate your skin tone. Why don't you just, like, it's just like, okay, it's like past, you know, I tend to get a lot of things that are wrapped up in being criticized, but it tends to be a lot harsher than that, and I get it. I tend to have a very polarizing personality. I'm not for everyone. I'll be the first person to throw my hands up and say that I'm not for everybody, and I'm also not perfect. Like, I've received some of the same energy I've dished back. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't contribute. I've absolutely contributed. But, you know, for me, it's kind of something that I've been working on a lot the past year more than ever is like not responding to everything, because it's not really necessary. Yeah, you're right. Some of the so-called criticism is more harsh, and it tends to be more radical, and it tends to be more extreme. And so one of the easiest ways that I prevent myself from lashing out and, you know, meeting that person on their level is by just blocking people. It's quick, it's easy, it's painless. In my opinion, it's like probably a lot of times the nicer way you can react to those kinds of things, because I'm so active with you guys that, like, imagine me doing like a Cash App giveaway and that person 2 tweets ago was just calling me the N-word, or like trashing my sisters, or it's just like, you know, like, the internet is already hard. Life is already hard. When we get on the internet, like, there's a lot of stuff I just don't want to see. Like, and I don't really feel like that makes me a bad person, you know, especially because I've been on social media for so long, and I've carefully curated and carved out a safe space for not only myself but other people. You know, there's even been things that people say about me, and like, it's like, you don't realize like that comment is hurtful not just to me, but that hurts other Black women too. Like, that doesn't hit the way you think it does. And so without personalizing the topic of what I'm talking about, because it honestly really doesn't matter. And also I try to avoid the whole like responding directly to things, because then the other person gets attacked, and then no matter what, I always end up looking like the bad person when you guys defend me, which I think is also unfair. So what I end up doing is just not responding and blocking people, period. It's quick, it's easy, it's painless, and honestly it keeps me from just like lashing out and ripping people to shreds. Like, you know what I mean, girl, it's a give or take, and I'm not gonna lie, like, it's not gonna stop. So like, if you're just really like aggressively overly nasty, you're just gonna get blocked. Like, it's very simple. But what I want to talk to you guys is things that I will never block you guys for. I would never block you guys for asking me to review a product. I would never even block anybody that said, oh my God, I hated my Forever Mood candle. Like, I've never blocked a single person for giving feedback about the brand, giving feedback about the candles. I would never block somebody for someone reaching out to me asking them to send me their product. I would I would not even be incentivized by doing anything remotely close to that, like, ever. But something along that topic came up recently, and to be honest with you, do I think it needs to be addressed? I don't. Do I think it's going to affect me negatively? Not really. People have said and done much worse about me, honestly. People have said and done much worse, but I actually wanted to address this, because those of you guys that follow me, if you saw any of the conversations that were taking place, I would never want any of you guys that are business owners, that are brand owners, to see that kind of stuff and think, wow, like, this is someone that I admired and I look up to, and now I can't even send you my product. That's not the vibe. That's not the wave over here. Like, we don't do that over here at all. You know, even when I launched Forever Mood, like, there were still home fragrance brands that I still supported and promoted. Butter Me Up Goods, at Butter Me Up Goods, like, I still promote and support all of her stuff. I root everybody on. And one thing that I want to tell you is that you don't need to have a lot of followers to get me to notice your brand. You don't. You have to have a decent website, and you have to have, you know, pretty good customer service. I'm not expecting you to have like Walmart capabilities now, but you know, it doesn't take very much. You have to have a great product, and you have to at least, like, I like to see, like, oh, this person like is actually following me, like, cool, like, the relationship is there. That helps. It's not required, but you know, I wanted to bring this up so that you guys know this is not the type of platform that promotes any type of competitive nature or spirit. There's no such thing as competition. Like, I don't see it that way. My brain does not operate that way. I see people in the industry, and I'll even go as far as to say the times people have crept up in my DMs saying things like, oh, I think so-and-so copied you, or I think so-and-so took your candle idea, and I don't even respond, because you know what? they're not doing what I'm doing, I'm not doing what they're doing, we're not even eating at the same table. And if they're copying or if they're inspired by something, that's nice. If it's not, as long as it's not like a word for word, knockoff, that may be a different conversation for a different day. But even when people have entertained somebody so-called copying me, I nip it in the bud and I don't even entertain it. So I would never reciprocate the same energy to anyone in any way, shape, or form. And that includes everybody sitting here in this live that could potentially be a future brand owner, And also another thing that I want to say, the people that are in here telling me what to do, it doesn't work that way. I'm gonna actually remove this person from the live because this is not that kind of live. You don't get to, that's the problem. Like, a lot of people think because I'm an influencer, like, you can come here and tell me, no, it doesn't work that way. And if you said, what I will say is there's a lot of stuff that people get blocked for, and like, you don't even realize, like, you may not even realize like how nasty that was. You may not want to admit it. Or it could be that you said something, I don't know, like a month ago, 2 months ago, that was just really terrible. And then you got blocked. Like, I personally, I don't really feel like any content creator owes you an explanation as to why they blocked you. Like, they just don't. Like, if they see any nastiness, they don't owe you an explanation. And also, this is why I'm generalizing this conversation, because this is the first and last time I will address this. The whole like running joke about influencers and blocking people, like you guys are just gonna have to get used to it. I'm sorry, the blocking function is there for a reason. It's not like you don't get blocked and then like go to jail. You don't get blocked and then like lose your job. Like, nothing will happen to you. If anything, you just won't have access to the platform that I've created, and you just have to be okay with that. Like, it's called a trade-off. Like, you probably said something really nasty, or you probably interacted with something really nasty, and I happen to see it, because I don't search my name, despite what people think. I don't search my name. If I see it, I'll be like, oh, black. And it's literally, it is like the low-hanging fruit of interacting with people on social media. It does not take very much effort. It really doesn't require a special skill or talent. It happens relatively quickly. So with that said, I will never, when you guys like tweet me and message me, why did you block my friend? First of all, I probably don't even know who your friend is. It probably happened in passing, and why was that person probably being really negative or nasty? I just wanted to say that, because if this comes up again, I will not be providing written explanations as to why people get blocked. And also, I won't sit here and act like, because I'm an influencer, like my platform is just like open season, that everyone is entitled. No, I don't believe that. And I think that as Black women, we need to be more sensitive to that, and we need to be more understanding of that. And I think this is the side of Jackie, like, you guys are not used to. You guys are used to me clapping back at people, and I think now that I'm not doing that, I feel like people don't know what to do. So instead, they talk about, like, I've noticed that people are starting to talk about the things that I'm not even saying now. It's like, okay, so when I give y'all a reason, I get talked about. When I don't give people a reason, I get talked about. Okay, it's easier to just like not engage and just protect my peace. And that's what I'm gonna, moving forward, continue to do. For those of you guys asking what I'm talking about, I'm just talking about safe spaces for Black women online and offline, period. Because, like, we're just not gonna do this. Like, we're just not gonna do this, and we're just literally not gonna do this. If this comes up again, like, and it's come up before, like, I've never sat there and been like, oh yeah, like, you tweeted on July 15th. Like, I don't keep a log of people who get blocked. It literally happens so fast. And I honestly cannot even believe that this has to be addressed. I cannot believe that you have to explain to people why you created a boundary between you and them. Like, it's actually kind of sad. It's actually kind of sad. But I think that a lot of Black women are used to having to explain that. And I think that sometimes people see me as an influencer first and like a Black woman I'm black, period. The same rules and courtesies that apply to everybody else apply to me too. Let's be mindful of that. Like, I'm not above being annoyed. I'm not above being irritated. I'm not above being harassed. Harassed. And I'm not even talking about anything specifically now. I'm generally speaking. But yeah, I get an insane, and you'd be surprised at the stuff that you don't see on the timelines. That's the other stuff that is the missing element. Like, you'd be surprised. So anyway, I just wanted to say that I generally wanted to keep this more like positive, and I also wanted to keep this as like a, you guys, you know, take away from this as well. Like, you do not have to feel guilty for saying, hey, this is the line and you crossed it, and now I'm creating some separation, period. So moving forward in the future, whenever stuff like this comes up or someone creates another viral moment about why they got blocked by Jackie Aina, just know it's never for no reason. It's never innocently. It's never unprovoked. It's probably because I saw something by coincidence. I follow a lot of people who interact with a lot. I mean, Twitter is like a big world. Instagram is also a big world. But you know, as much as people, okay, I know people don't like Instagram. The control features on Instagram, like Instagram definitely cultivates, I think, a safer space to have conversations versus platforms like Twitter and platforms. Yeah, I would say probably Twitter is probably the most vitriol. So it's not as bad here, but yeah, like I think that I need to reiterate the fact that, like, first and foremost, the types of comments and the types of criticism that I get is probably like 5 times harsh. And honestly, I'm gonna even say the obvious. A lot of times, if I say something that's not nearly as inflammatory, or something that's as nearly as like turned up as someone that's lighter than me, I will get ripped to shreds 10 times more. And that's just facts. And it's just like, I can't change anything about that. Do I wish it was like that? I don't. I wish it wasn't like that at all. But the next best thing that I can do to prevent myself from like slipping into super toxic thoughts, and also like engaging in conversations itself, and like, you know, just getting down and dirty, is to just block people. But in the future, guys, just know, like I said, those of you guys that are up and coming influencers, because I follow you, yeah, I do. I honestly, I know for a fact a lot of people do it on purpose. I think that a lot of people say things that they know will warrant getting blocked, just so that they can turn around and say, she blocked me for no reason. And okay, laugh, kiki, that's fine. But you know, that's just the world that we live in. But just know, y'all, those of you guys, like I said, that are up and coming influencers, that are in the beauty world, entrepreneurs, startups, it doesn't matter the genre, it doesn't matter the category. All you have to do is DM me. I don't know why other celebrities don't block either. I think companies should utilize that feature as well, because, you know, there's times where I'm like on a brand page and I'm like, I know you see this comment, like, and it just ends up becoming like people just start going in. It's bad. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that because this is like a bigger conversation. I talk about setting boundaries a lot. For me, this is one of them. This is one of them. Like, if I see negativity, I'm never going to be immune to that. It doesn't matter like what car I drive, how big my ring is. It doesn't matter how much money I have. Like, I'm never going to be just immune. Like, yeah, you'd be like, girl, bye. You block, you keep it moving. It's not like you cry yourself to sleep every single time you see a negative comment. But does it annoy me? Of course it does. Especially the times where I'm like, I was just tweeting about my nails, you know, like, it's just a normal part of life. Like, so there are literally times where I'm like not even bothering anyone, and I'm getting better at not bothering anyone, and I'm going to continue to get better at not bothering anyone. So, you know, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'll be the first, second, third to admit that. But it's hard navigating the social media world. The people who are literally just here, there's a few gonna keep personalizing this or making this. Please don't name drop anybody. Please don't personalize this. This is not just about any one specific person. This is a bigger conversation that I want people to be mindful of moving forward. Yeah, nobody gets blocked for no reason, especially not those of you guys who follow me and are also in my industry. Absolutely not. I would never do anything like that. No matter what anybody says, I would never do anything like that. And I also would never provide an explanation as to why I blocked somebody, because then, one, it's pointless. Two, it's not required of me. And three, like, all people are going to do is then attack you. Like, I'm just not going to do that. So, someone asked, is there a instance where you might have blocked someone by accident, like just a person? Actually, that happened to like another, I don't want to say, actually, we're friends now. I don't want to say who it is, but I do not know why. And we actually had, did she have me blocked? No, I think she had me blocked. I don't remember. That absolutely happens. Yes, I absolutely think that happens. But with me, not anytime recently that I know of. Not anytime recently that I know of. That one time is like the most clear concrete where I'm like, I don't remember if she had me blocked or I don't know. But there are so many amazing, I mean, honestly, shout out to all the Black beauty vloggers, because we be taking some bullets. We really be taking some bullets. You know, if there's a Black influencer, Black content creator that you like, please just right now go on their comments and send them something positive, because I'm telling you, y'all, this stuff is not for the faint of heart. Like, it's not easy. It's hard. It's hard being Black, and then you get to be Black online. Like, that's fun. It's not fun at all. You know, it's actually really toxic a lot of times. So shout out to your faves and show them some love today. Let them know you appreciate them. I think a lot of visible Black women need that, you know. And if you see me taking breaks from certain platforms, not like literal breaks as in like I'm never gonna like ever use them, I don't mean it like that. Like, I don't know, sometimes you just, like, I used to be really super active on some platforms, but now it's like I'm still active, but it's just like it's different. It's not the same. I think you guys know. No, I actually don't. Someone asked, do you feel like Black beauty creators are part of the problem? I don't. I actually don't. I think that they're like the victim of the problem. I think problem is the internet just breeds a lot of like negativity. I think life in general just does. The internet is just another vehicle to either receive it or dish it or give it. And no, I don't think Black beauty influencers are part of the problem. Aw, thank you. I hope you guys notice like a visible change in like how I react to like blatantly disrespectful stuff, because it still happens. I used to be very like, what? I mean, like, at this point, it's like, y'all are gonna talk. You might as well just rock and move on, like, whatever. And I'm gonna continue to do that. Because let me tell you something, the way my therapy is set up, child, I be floating. I actually use an alternative form of therapy, and I haven't decided if I want to talk about it, but I've been doing this alternative form of therapy for about 2 years, and there's certain things, I know this is going to sound really complicated, but okay. So another thing that I got dragged for yesterday was this whole perfume sharing thing, which was wildly, I'm not even going to get into that. But there are certain things that I don't share online because I feel like it's best to just keep some things to yourself. The problem with social media is a lot of times if you share something, people think they have the right to criticize it. Well, when it comes to like methods of therapy, for me, like, that's not open for criticism, period. You know, no, not CBD. It's not CBD. Like it's an actual therapy method for people who suffer from like PTSD and stuff like that. So I'm doing something like that, and I haven't decided if I want to share that, even though I think it's probably been the best version of therapy I've ever tried in my entire life, and I don't think I'll ever like not do this. And it's not anything extreme, and it's not anything unheard of, and it's not anything new. I will say that it's not anything radical or anything like that. It's just different. But I haven't decided if whether or not I want to share that just yet, because I'm still deciding, you know, like I'm still deciding, is this safe enough for me to be vulnerable in sharing that? Do you get what I mean? So as I continue to grow and develop in that, I'll decide whether or not I want to share that. But